Hey, welcome back, everybody. Episode 8. Now, last week, as everybody saw, we were in the Smokies doing some hiking. Had an absolutely wonderful time. Our batteries are refreshed, and we're ready to get back at it. In this week's episode, our paint stripper showed up. Actually, it showed up just before we left last week. Again, this is from Areo Clean Industries. I believe they're out of Virginia. This was a very highly recommended product. It should finish off everything that we need on the boat. I did off-scene do a little bit of stripping on the inside of the boat with the old stripper that we got from the airplane painter. So this will 100% finish off the remaining paint on the entire boat. If you remember 2 episodes ago, we got the bow mocked up. So we are ready. We can take that out. We can finish stripping. And I think that'll probably take up most of this video. We'll see if we can't throw some other things in there. If you remember here on our doing front seat placement, the front bow, and the dash design, I saw a really cool dash design where it was kind of curved. I really like it. I'm going to try to emulate that. We'll see how far we get this week. So come along. Let's get to work. So first things first for this week, we need to get the bow cover back off. I have to disturb Shop Kitty here. But we'll get this pulled off, and we'll get to stripping. Bring you in here and show you what I got done. There we go. So it was a combination of that red stripper and citrus. It did pretty good. Not terrible. But there's definitely some room for improvement here. So we're going to focus on up here under the bow. Get that nice and clean. And then based on how that goes, we're going to move down. We're going to try to flip the boat upside down and get the bottom all cleaned up. My goal is the end of this episode to have the boat completely bare metal. Well, we have everything mixed up. We have the new stuff in the bowl here. Well, let's see how she does. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. It took me to apply, and I would say I've used at minimum a gallon already. So we're going to give this some time, and I'll bring you back. I'm going to get this pressure washer set up, and we'll see what this looks like. Cross our fingers. It's not working as quickly as the stuff in the black jug was. Let's just cross our fingers. Okay, well, I actually did better than I thought. I was really kind of nervous when I first started. I wasn't thrilled with what I was seeing, but the pressure washer took over. So it's draining. I've got it draining here so that it's not, 100% on my driveway. It says this stuff is non-toxic and that it's okay to drop on the ground. But I don't want my shop kitties getting in it and any other creatures out here. Yeah, pretty excited with that. So we'll get this cleaned out, get it dried off, and maybe we'll apply another spray coat. I'm thinking about something there. Well, after some cussing, some fighting, some yelling, we got the boat flipped upside down. I want to spray the paint stripper onto the bottom. When I first got that stuff, they said it's better to spray it. And while it didn't do terrible, I thought it could do better. So we're gonna wipe off the bottom, get some of the sanding dust and just schmutz off of it. And then I have a paint sprayer. I don't know if this stuff is thin enough to go through it. It might not be. I do have the proper gun, but I don't have a container for it to go in. So we're just gonna have to figure it out. Cool. Wow, man, it drank that stuff. Well, I think it's time. I've given this over an hour and a half. And when I look down, most of it seems pretty bubbly. So, what the heck, right? We have bad storms moving in. Today is Sunday, and there are bad storms off to our west. So I want to get this done and get it pushed back in and get everything buttoned up before the storms come in. And I'm really excited. So let's stop talking. All right, we got to shoehorn this thing back in here. Now I got to be aware of my support boards sticking out on both ends. Ooh, we'll just make it. All right, so coming in here a little closer now, we can kind of see what we're looking at here. It's not bad. I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't hate it. I would have liked to have seen the stripper take this aluminum, or shoot, I called it earlier, zinc chromate. I'd like to have seen it come off, but it's all right. We'll put the sanders to it. Okay, I wanted to do a test to see how long that takes with traditional sanding. On the other side, we're going to do the exact same, except we're going to brush on the stripper and see how long it takes to get, using the stripper, back down to this. We have the boat pulled out. I know we already did all this, but I want to see how brushing on the primer goes. Let's try this real fast. Yeah, that didn't work. Looks like we'll be sanding. It's all right. We know how to sand. Hey everybody, welcome back. We have another day of sanding. We're dodging raindrops at the moment, so let's get after it while the rain's not falling. Well, and it starts raining. We literally probably had less than 10 minutes of not raining. It's been raining for like 5 days. Thankfully, that was just a tree cracking in the woods. Thankfully, we haven't had flooding damage or tornado damage. I know a lot of people have, and our thoughts and hearts go out to you guys, but I guess we'll push this back inside. I've had enough sanding for a week, and the weather has been terrible. So what that's made me do is sand more inside than I really wanted to, which, if you've been here for 8 episodes, you know I like to keep my shop space clean and organized. Well, at least clean. So the perpetual dust machine that this has become frustrates me. So I didn't get as much done as I wanted to this week, but you know, that's okay. We had a very busy week. We have the hall nearly completely sanded. We've got 2 little pieces here. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that yet because I don't know how I'm going to cut the hall. I'll be real honest. I spoke to a guy up in British Columbia, Canada, with a company by the name of Jetstream, and they sell the back portion intake that the pump from that Sea-Doo would mount to. And I'm intrigued with that. I think that I could reinforce the hull a little better by going that route. It is a little bit more money, so I'm not sure. I haven't made my mind up. That kit is about $1,500, and then you still have to buy a couple other little things like a alignment tool. And this alignment tool will help you get the proper alignment of the motor, the drive shaft, and then back into the pump. So I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. But the haul's coming along nicely. I think that this coming week, I should be able to get the rest of this cleaned up, get the boat flipped back over, and I'd like to spray another coating on the inside of the boat, excuse me, and get the rest of that paint stripped off. And I think this time I'm going to let it set, maybe for a day. I was watching some videos online of people doing it on airplanes, and they left it on overnight, and everything fell off, to include the same Zinc Chromate primer. So maybe I just didn't leave it on long enough. I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah. Boy, it's a lot of work sanding around these rivets. A lot of work. Okay, guys, with that, week 8 has come to a conclusion. I did off camera get the fuel tank sent up to a company in Columbus Fleet Management. Gentleman there by the name of Wayne, and I told Wayne about the channel. So Wayne, I hope you're watching. They're going to take and clean it. They're going to dip it, make sure that there are no leaks, and that the inside is clean and free of rust. So that's awesome, and reasonably priced too. So it was kind of a challenge to find people who work on gas tanks. Actually, they do gas tanks and radiators there for heavy duty trucks like semis and dump trucks. So I'm really excited I found them. I'm thankful. And on next week's episode, I'll take you on the adventure to get the tank back. Really exciting. And then we're going to, as I said, we're going to continue to strip the interior of the hull and work on the dash design. I didn't get to it this week, but bear with me, guys. I promise you the welding is coming along. I'm almost prepared to show you, and we'll get to finalizing the details, how we're going to do the pump, whether we're going to cut the Sea-Doo up or we're just going to take things out. I don't know. I'm 50-50 at this point. We've spent the money on all this stuff. Gosh, I'm leaning towards the Jetstream option just to make it that much nicer. So, guys, thank you so much. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, you enjoy watching me do this, please hit that subscribe and that like button and leave me a comment. That really helps with the YouTube metrics and getting people to have the opportunity to watch the channel. Guys, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.